And so then I even was one of the toppers in both the colleges, and yet I found this inferiority complex just stayed on. And I joined, when I joined ICSE, that time also I continued with this inferiority complex. And in my third year in ICSA, which was 1997, I met a mentor who really shifted my life and the way I looked at things. And he said that, have you considered making other people winner? So that was us. And rather than trying to impress everyone by winning, by racing with everyone in the rat race. And that time when I shifted, and that was a year where I was rated lowest, despite all my excellence, I was rated lowest in my department and I wanted to leave the company. The moment I shifted to that orientation of making others winner, my performance really skyrocketed. But there also continuing pleasing others and avoiding conflict continued. In 2017, I finally took a call that, despite all of this, why do I want to please everyone? Why do I want to seek approval of everyone? And why do I avoid conflict? So then I actually had put a board outside my cabin saying conflict and confrontations are welcome here. And I started reading books, etc. And then I had few incidents in my married life, which maybe I'll answer a few moments later, and where I realized that conflict is a hidden gift in terms of when you engage into conflict properly. It is like, when we were young, so we were initially not allowed to touch fire and sharp objects, because we don't know how to handle them, and we can really scar someone else or ourselves or burn ourselves. And later when we mastered it, then we could create things out of both of these things. Conflict is a third essential element which is worthwhile to master rather than avoid. If you avoid it, you will create either average or below average relationships while you are trying to please everyone. And that's what I can tell you from my experience. And if you engage into conflict and start being authentic while being empathetic, you will actually find that you'll start experiencing unconditional love in your life with people who matter to you. So that is my longer answer right now. And I'll tell you some more events from my own life about this as we go forward.
That's an amazing insight about conflict, Rohan. It sounds like the surgeon's knife. A knife which in the hands of the surgeon can heal, otherwise it can kill. So conflict is something like that, and that's a very interesting perspective. Rather than avoid it with empathy and authenticity, if we can embrace it, I think this can lead. But I think one needs to be in touch with oneself as well, not without which this may not be possible. And that is what I heard when you were responding to my earlier question, which is the relationship with oneself, how that plays out in the relationship with the other person. We may think that the issue is with the other person, but actually it is emanating from the devils and demons which are inside us.
Yes. So, in fact, I want to this point, I want to add one of this, there are some cliche or something we've understood or we got ourselves programmed with, that, my bitter half, my better half, all of that is, there's a whole theory that, iski shaadi kara do, isko akal mein aa jayegi, or once she gets married, she'll get settled. So I found this whole analogy. So see, typically we have this analogy that we, two people, partners are like two half hemispheres, so to say. And when you bring them together, get them married, they will actually make us fair, and it would be a happy ending, like a lot of Bollywood movies of old times. And so this sphere is the perfect example of a complete marriage. That's what people normally say. What I found is there's a flaw in this theory, is that once you bring two people together, they will actually grow by design at a different pace. So now in this sphere, one person is growing higher, one person is growing at a lower pace. So this sphere will get distorted very soon. Now you don't want to show that distortion to the society. So someone will start compromising. Someone has to grow faster, or someone has to stop growing. And therefore, now you'll still see fear in people's life, but there is a lot of hidden stress. So that is what you see in a lot of marriages, that they will celebrate anniversaries, but everyone who comes to the session also knows that, inka kuch pyar vyar nahi. They are just staying together because they can't just get separated because of social reasons. And so basically my theory is, instead of two incomplete people coming and completing each other, instead of one person devoid of love finding love from another, it is better that each person, what Ashish was saying, each person is whole and complete in himself or herself. And when you then join two, then it's a infinity sign. If you see, I'm just using this picture for you to remember this, that when two complete people come together, it's an infinity sign. And now they can grow at different rates, but the infinite quality of connection will remain. And so wherever you are in your marriage right now, I would recommend is start doing some work on yourself and start restoring that whole self in you, which you are born as. Because we are born complete and perfect, but we start finding mistakes in what we could not do in our background and everything. And then we feel incomplete. And now we want, like I wanted others to complete me by approving me, by acknowledging me. The day I got a lot of acknowledgement, I felt very complete. The day I got any criticism, I felt very small. So my life became totally controlled by people's acknowledgement. And that is where the issue then came. So that is the next point.
That's a mind-blowing example, perspective that you've just shared with us, Rohan, and it's so empowering that a couple of things very powerful that you've said, that everything is perfect. We keep judging people that this person is like that, this person is like that, and some, rather than celebrate differences that are there in each other, we tend to judge people and put them in compartments. And I think that's where a lot of issues start happening as well. Would you like to share some examples from, about your journey, how your journey has been?
Yeah. So I will, in fact, a few days back, we did a session. So I that time could get Ruchi also. So I had a recording from her, but I'll tell you I'll tell you my story, then play what she said, and then continue my story. Okay. So I have had love marriage in 1995, and after some time I realized that it was really not working, and I felt really suffocated in that marriage, and probably maybe I felt very possessed, and that I was not free. And finally, I applied for a divorce. It went into a messy divorce. In 1999 I applied. In 2002 I got a proper clean divorce, and I decided ab kabhi shaadi nahi karni. I will never get married again. I want to remain free forever. And 10 years I was like that, 8-9 years. And then I met Ruchi, and parallelly, my mentor was talking about that you can't just run away from staying with someone where you have no authority. Because togetherness lesson you only learn when you have no control over the other person, and you to still stay with that person. And something in me told me that, okay, it's time. And I found Ruchi, and I found that I could be free and together at the same time with her. And so, and the time passed on, and I found this was one of the best decisions, and I would rate my marriage 9 on 10. And then, then something happened. And in 2017, we came to a breaking point actually. And that was one big shock of my life. So before I continue, I'll give you a 3-minute video break and play a video which Ruchi shared. Ruchi is my wife's name, Ruchi Maheshwari. And she was speaking in a webinar a few days back. And let me just share my screen with sound. On from there.
The first thing I want to say to everybody is that I got married to Rohan because of the power of intention. I had a long list of criteria of what my spouse should be like. And I didn't know that I was doing this. I didn't know I was applying the power of intention because I didn't know what was power of intention. And only when later I understood power of intention, and that was a bit after we got married. And then I said, oh, this is what I've been doing for a long time. And it seemed like the perfect match. It seemed like all my checklist got ticked off until I realized that he's two shoes and I can't deal with that.
Goody two shoes.
And the goodiness, the always agreeable, always nice, that kept piling on, and it just got too sweet for me. And I came to a point where I wanted to walk out, and I was really fed up of his agreeableness with everyone else, because I would have to be doubly disagreeable to keep the balance. And also his agreeableness with me, because I would try to bring up matters which needed talking about, and he would just agree, and that didn't solve anything. So I'm somebody who really embraces conflict head on, and he used to be somebody who totally puts it under the carpet. And then luckily by that time, when I came to the breaking point of walking out, he had read a few books, and he had come up with how to confront conflict, and he decided not to again sideline it and face it. And since then, I think we've grown tremendously, and it's been a much more joyful journey with Rohan ready to face conflict and ready to argue back with me than it was if he was just being agreeable with me. And you might find this hard to believe, but having a full person, somebody who has his own opinions, who has his own ideas, and isn't afraid to express them, is much nicer than just somebody who's yes man all the time. And that's mainly what I want to share. And I think we are still growing, we are still learning from every day. And I feel tremendously happy every morning when I wake up and I see Rohan next to me, and I say, wow, I get to be with this person. And it puts a smile on my face every morning. And I think that's a joy everybody must have. So that's from me.
Wow. That's such a powerful, awesome share. And maybe I would like to pause here and let people who are here respond. Maybe you could, we're getting a lot of comments. You could share your thoughts on the chat, or Rohan, if it is okay with you, we could request people to unmute and share their thoughts or questions.
I think let's keep it informal in that sense.
Yeah.
And as people, we'll weave in whatever we need to so I just, before we take more some questions, I just want to share this story of what really happened.
Yeah.
So what happened was that, June 2017, I was doing a workshop in Delhi. And when I was returning from Delhi, I stay in Mumbai. So I saw a message from Ruchi, which was, you could make out that she's extremely upset. And I thought कि while boarding, talking doesn't make sense. So I thought घर चल के बात करेंगे. When I reached home, so it was, pin drop silence at home. And you can make out those vibes, and they are very heavy. And the only two of us stay in this house in Bombay. When I entered the house, Ruchi said that I was planning to leave this house, leave your life, and not return any of your calls. And I was, जहाँ पे आप 9 on 10 सोचते वहाँ आपकी negative marking हो गई. So I was really wondering what happened. And so my normal tendency is to be quiet. Whenever, as if, बचपन से जब कोई mistake हो गई तो be quiet. otherwise teacher will say ऊपर से जबान लड़ा रहा है, ऊपर से ये कर रहा है. So I would not speak and hope silence will get things out, etc. But by this time I had, studied this, that whenever you are in such a conflicting, serious situation, always, in fact, I would request all of you to remember, lean in rather than stepping out. So when most of us, by remaining silent, think we are doing a big favor to the situation. By agreeing to just put pani dalo aur khatam karo kahani, it actually just aggravates and keeps it build up for a future explosion. So I actually, and so one of this author had suggested that, lean in, and, the easiest way is just be authentic to what is going on inside and share that authentically rather than defending whatever the other person is saying. So then I really searched in my head what is going on. And then I actually told her that I don't know what I said or what I do or did not do that made you so upset that you want to leave this marriage. But right now I'm really scared of being left alone, because that's what I was really thinking, that how when I was living alone versus what the life of togetherness was. And she also started crying. She said, I'm also scared of being left alone, but I had no other choice on what to do. I got so fed up. And then I said, "Bhai, you are the one aggressive, assertive one. Why could you not share whatever was going in your head and which was upsetting?" She said, "But you kept agreeing to whatever I said and it didn't solve anything." And from there, we started discussing all that which bugged her about me, and I started sharing all that which bugged me about her in a simpler way, without allegating or without any blame. And वहां से यहाँ तक इतना फर्क आ गया. For example, she said, "You don't care about home." I said, "No, I do care a lot. I don't call anyone uninvited for dinner and all that." I thought I was a very good husband. And she said, "No, we are business partners, so I take 100% ownership of the business like you do. But at home, you don't have." Okay, chalo. So if that is the big issue, so let us make a list of, that's what you do consulting. No, let's make a list of all the problems, make a list of all the activities which happen in the house. Then we'll divide them based on ability. And she said, "Nahi, aise nahi hota." I said, "Bhai, now I'm trying to solve. Now you are not letting me solve it. And if I don't say anything, then you'll say you don't care. So abhi main karu kya? To chup hi rahunga na fir." So she said, "No, when you were alone, your house used to run spick spans, clean and everything." I said, "But when I was alone, I had very limited specifications. Now you have come in, you want everything to a different level. I can't meet those specs. So therefore it comes on your head." So we kept on discussing like this. But finally she said, "So I want you to take 100% ownership of the home like I do." So then I thought, okay, that was another thing. And so then I realized that anything goes wrong in the house, and maybe a lot of you might have experienced that with your wife, or because typically ladies take full ownership of the home. Somehow that's how they've been, brought up with, or that is probably their design of taking total ownership. So what I notice is, if anything goes wrong in the house, she's the one who's catching it. Maid nahi aayi, khana nahi bana, something else went wrong. So then I noticed that if your radar is on all the time, you don't get to rest, and then you start getting ill in different ways, or you start getting perennially stressed. And I said, do I want the person who I love to remain stressed all her life? Can I not share that part? And that day I decided, so far I was doing things, playing safe in terms of playing not to upset her. So whatever she'll say, "Ye mujhe theek nahi laga," from there on I'll start correcting it, because kaun jhagde mein pade. So you do things because if I don't do things, then she'll get upset. So instead of that, I shifted my whole way of the narrative in my head is, from now on, I'll take ownership of my home because it is my home, not because it will upset her. And that has made all the difference. In this lockdown, we had so many things, and obviously few fights as well, but every fight took us to a very new level of connection. And Ashish, why I wanted to do these sessions was, every day, like Ruchi was saying, when I wake up, abhi bhi hum ek trip pe gaye Satara jaake, and every day I end up telling Ruchi, kal se na aaj pyar aur badh gaya. And I've been telling this for last 1.5 years. And I actually say, yeah, this is what I would wish for everyone in this world.
Wow.
And that it is not luck by chance. No one is lucky or everyone is lucky, but it is one conflict at a time, one fight at a time. So as I was saying, conflict is a gift, is conflict or anything ever you had a fight about. Imagine that is a big Amazon packet bubble wrapped 3 times. And only when you open it, then you will see the precious gift which has come inside. So rather than wishing for that conflict to disappear, open the door, get the conflict, open it fully on what she or he really wanted. And the gift is typically gift of first awareness, gift of togetherness, and gift of love. These are the 3 gifts you will actually get when you enter into a conflict with an intention of care rather than intention of defense. So that is the thought. Now we can take some questions. I can see.
Yes, we have Geeta who has a question, and we have Rishi who has raised hands. So we'll request Geeta to go first.
Yeah, Geeta, you want to unmute and say?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Good evening, everybody. I like the way you put it across, right, about the 2 whole spheres coming together.
Yeah.
But then if you actually look at it in real life, if you've been in a marriage for a long enough time and you're already in this pattern of 2 halves, so that, your partner completes you. And that's what the situation is in most marriages, right? So how do you break that? Particularly if your partner is not interested in having a conversation with you.
Okay. See, my learning so far is so you're saying the partner is not interested in having a conversation about this topic.
Yes.
What? Because if you are completing each other, there is a communication going on. Communication is not broken, but the communication may be more transactional.
Yes.
So my learning is first most important thing is we stop we resign from the contract of correcting our spouse. That is the first thing. First thing is that I am releasing, because anyway we can't change anyone, and more we try to change anyone, the person starts really resisting it.
Absolutely.
The person will start finding nagging. And so first thing I found is when I said, instead of this half ball coming to this, is you as at an individual level start finding all that which you love doing, where you don't need the other person. So whatever, either it can be whatever hobbies or things you love to do, but you sacrifice them after marriage because of family or other reasons. So one by one, look at what do you really love doing, but you stopped. So you start doing that. So it can be even craft, it can be origami, it can be singing, dancing, even taking up a job or whatever. You may already be in a job, but you'll always know few things you wanted, but you stopped.
Okay.
So you start. So it is like you can actually imagine as if you have a pixelated picture. Like you can see me right now. You have a pixelated picture of yourself. So you start downloading all the pixels one by one.
The missing pixels.
Yeah. In your own life, you get your picture full. And you will be surprised by when you get your picture full, you start glowing. The glow will inspire your spouse to start glowing themselves. And yet you don't expect it. If it happens, it's a bonus. But your own glow itself would be a bonus for you.
I got that.
And so that is my answer. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Just like to bring another perspective to what you shared, Rohan, which is about ownership and acceptance. You spoke a lot about it in different ways, and I think that is the other thing which an approach that may work with partners. Where we accept them as they are. Jaisa hai, lekin hai to mera hi. So we accept them, and what I find from my personal experiences, when we start accepting people as they are, their defenses also go down, and they start relating to you in a much more genuine way, and they realize that you are not judging them, you are accepting them as they are, and then the walls start breaking, and there's warmth, and the relationship starts getting better. Would you like to share
You're
your
right,
thoughts?
Ashish.
Yeah.
You can do that. And
Yeah.
you should do that. And it's not just about accepting the way they are, it's also about accepting a person the way they are and the way they are not. Accept them with their flaws, accept them with their, whatever you do not like about them, accept that too, because that's part of their nature. That's who they are. So accept them wholly and completely. One. And two, do not have an expectation that just because you accepted them, that they accept you back.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well said, Geeta. So in fact, I would like to add to what Ashish said was that in fact, if you can find one person in your life who can unconditionally 100% accept you the way you are, that one presence is enough for you to fly in your life. And idea is, can you be that person for your spouse? In fact, I have experienced this a lot of time where Ruchi actually used to regularly say that I love you the way you are. Whatever, there are many things we had fights for, but this sharing this genuinely from the heart to your spouse, that I love you the way you are, and I appreciate this part of you very well. I appreciate this part of you very well. So love you as you are, plus share 2-3 special events which they have, which you have experienced from them, and share that, and that itself can go to take the relationship to a new level. Yeah.
Awesome. So we have a couple of raised hands, but on that point, Rohan, I would request you to share that exercise about 3 things that you like. Later, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold. Yeah.
So what you can do is, people, if you are carrying a notepad with you, just take a minute and write down. So write down 3 events. Right now, write down 3 situations where you found your spouse at his or her best. Just write down those 3 events right now. And these would be situations, some tough situations where you went through or she went through, but she came out well. So quickly write that down, and we'll give you kind of a minute. And 1 or 2 of you write down in the chat 3 situations.
Geeta says done.
So these 3 situations are important. So let's say one more person says done, and we'll continue this. Okay, she's also done. Yeah. So basically, the next part after you've done this is actually telling to your spouse. So after this session, I would like you to do this, that just look into her eyes or his eyes. So let me just give it as if I am telling it to my wife. So I'm looking into her eyes and then say that I still remember, and then says event number 1, event number 2, like that time when I had this issue or my parents were going through this, you did this. Event number 2, event number 3. So the moment you share these 3, and I really appreciate you for that, the moment you say these 3 things, even if she knows you've attended this workshop and it has sparked this, it will make the power thank you very real. And then any other thing you want to add in the flow, and then give her a hug and say, no matter what happens, what you do, whether you follow my suggestions, one thing will remain forever, is my love for you. And I love you as you are, with your all habits, decision and choices. And we may still continue fighting, arguing, etc. is fine, but my unconditional love is for you. So again, you have to say this only when it is true. Agar wo true hai nahi, to you say what is true for you. So that was the exercise, I think, what probably Ashish meant. Yeah.
Awesome, Rohan. And before we ask Rishi to share, just one thing I would like to share with everybody. There are a lot of insights which Rohan is sharing from his personal life. And if there is something which resonates with you, please express your emotions by using the emoticons or by typing in the chat so that we know, keep it engaging, keep it going. We would like it to be informal. So please keep sharing in the chat or through emoticons and emojis, and we will know if these are the messages which are resonating with you. And with that, Rishi, over to you. You may please share. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
Thank
Rishi.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. But before I ask my question, Ashmita said this event is there, but John, I said, like in Matho, I'm separated. So do I still qualify? Should I still attend? He said, Ajo, Rohan is a good speaker. So I attended. So now the fact that I'm separated, do I still qualify to ask questions or I'm not the right candidate? Your mic is muted.
I think you're absolutely qualified in terms of if you are, you will enter into relationship sometime the other. You
Yes.
might continue having a girlfriend, you stay in a live-in, whatever you do,
Right.
you will have an important anchor relationship. The duration may change and the name may change.
Correct. Okay, so great. So thanks for clarifying that. So my question now is on the fact that I was able to relate to your, just you had actually gone through the divorce. मेरा अभी तक divorce हुआ नहीं. It has to happen at some point. So we are in the separated stage. So as a result of that, I live on my own, and I'm separated. My kids are 18 and 20, so they're in the college and stuff. मिलना भी बहुत कम है. So I, for the last 1 year, and Ashish knows this, and he's been wanting to come to the farmhouse. I actually stay in a farm, okay? And बहुत सारे लोग पूछते कि you don't feel alone, and I'm like, I'm enjoying my solitude. Great. So I'm at the phase where this is the way to be. Now you had mentioned in your story that उसके बाद you felt the need to be in a relationship. Now, of course, I relate to people and I am in relationship with people at different levels. And that I understand has to continue. I mean, I have to be respectful to my cook. If I don't respect her, वो खाना नहीं देगी मेरे को. I have to maintain a relation with everybody I work with. So I just don't want to get into that one, which is called husband and wife, which is like, for me, overloaded, burdened, and I'm done and dusted with that. That one is a chapter closed. I'm enjoying solitude. So until I don't arrive at that point where like, I'm wanting to have a relationship, then do I bother to, look at these suggestions that you're talking about? Or now that you're enjoying solitude, अभी आप वहीं पे रह जाओ. जब तक आपके need नहीं है कोई relationship में आना है, then I think this is not applicable for me. So I don't know whether my question is all over the place or you've handled people like me, but I'm really happy where I'm at right now. So what is your suggestion in terms of, Rishi, just hang in there till you don't have a need to stay solitude bindas all the way?
I think I think the question is extremely valid, and I acknowledge that you really shared the question. And what I would want to clarify that I actually didn't had a need to get married. I was also practically pushed by my mentor, and I said, "मेरे को सब सिखा लो, मेरे को शादी करने को फिर से मत बोलो." But what I later learned with retrospect, something felt right in me, and I went again in this relationship. Now I understood that the power in a steady relationship, whether you call it marriage or you are in a live-in marriage, is to have an intimate peer with whom you can be authentic and vulnerable at the same time. So it's not necessary. I'm saying it will give you a different element of life.
Element of life,
different. See, it's like you have a 3 BHK house. You can keep one room closed. Who will stop you from living? So this is one room of your life,
Mhm.
which when there is a right time, you will be able to explore.
Okay.
And then all of your lessons of your previous relationship will come to you कि अच्छा वहां पे ऐसा ऐसा हुआ था. And then again, as I was saying, mastery of handling relationships with smoothly. Whenever you are ready, you will only know you are ready, and there is no time defined to it.
Correct.
And if you are meant to again find a partner like this, you won't be able to stop yourself, I can tell you.
Acha. So it could be that the partner that will be in my life, or many partners will be in my life, may not necessarily have to, hey, legal agreement sign कर दो यहाँ पे और शादी करना है, वो जरूरी नहीं.
So I'm just saying, living in an intimate relationship with genuine. So this is, I'm telling from my personal experiences, having someone like Ruchi to whom I can share whatever is going on in my life, and you have a genuine sounding board who really cares for you. And अभी 3 दिन के लिए हम जैसे कास गए थे, तो I could just look at her and smile. And I want to share this, is that in these 9 years of solitude I had, I went to a lot of places, Egypt and etc. But वो मजा नहीं आया जो अब आता है, because I have someone to share it with. So that is the difference I noticed in my life. But who knows, you might be on a different journey, and a lot of times solitude will allow you to travel within. Being with nature will allow you to travel within.
Yeah.
What is very important for you is feeling whole and complete, even at this state. Find wherever you feel incomplete and slowly, file that part and complete that part. And also other thing may be someone who people love to be with. In whose, so you might be like that already, in whose presence people blossom. So if you are meant to have a partner who you are supposed to blossom, and you have to blossom in that person's presence, then that person may show up. But continue being a person who's a joy to be with, rather than छोड़ो ना transaction करके निकल लेते.
So on that note, I'd like to just end on the point that yes, there are lots of people who love me. How do I know? They tell me all the time. And there are also people who think I'm an asshole. And what I found very interesting about what a speaker said was, there will always be both. There will be people that will say, "Kya aadmi hai Rishi yaar, kya badhiya hai," and they'll say, "Hey, sala asshole, he's idiot here." And that's how the cookie crumbles. That's reality. So accept it and move on. So for me, I felt that I cannot be a joy to be with everyone, and I've accepted that joy. And there are lots of people I'm a joy to be with, so I'm good with that.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank
Most
you.
welcome.
Yep.
Ashish, who's next?
Yeah, thank you, Rishi. We have Deepak, who's next. Deepak, would you like to unmute and share?
Sure.
Hi.
Thank you, Ashish sir.
Thank you, Deepak.
For arranging such a fantastic insight-giving webinar. And really, I'll be thankful to you and Rohan Saab. Yeah, insight there. I really admire his transparency. That he's sharing each and everything, just like because people don't want to talk about his divorce or her divorce. That is really serious thing. But he is giving his example to heal somebody's life. That is really admirable. One thing, and I will definitely add on, Rohan Saab, if you are listening, you can correct me. If I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, ego and male dominating culture of all our society is the base of divorces or conflicts. मराठी में बोलते हैं उसको भांडा सौख्य भरे. ये करो, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट में आ जाओ, लेकिन सुख से कॉरल करो, हैप्पीली एक दूसरे के साथ ये करो, just like a Tom and Jerry.
So, Deepak, thank you for coming.
Or one thing, just sorry, I'm in Satara. So कभी
अच्छा,
आ
क्या
जाओ
बात
तो
कर रहे हो?
yeah.
अरे हम तो अब भी आए वहां से, we went to
Ye-
Cast
did-
Plateau, हाँ,
yes.
अजिंक्य तारा।
Jinkatara, you had been there.
अब भी आए हम, हाँ, कल ही आए
I
वहां
might
से।
have, I might have shown different places.
हाँ हाँ हाँ। नहीं, हमारा गाइड ही ने हमको इतना टाइट बिजी रखा। बट
अरे
व्हाट यू आर सेइंग
Anyway,
दीपक जी, आपका अगर और कोई सवाल नहीं है तो मेन ये पॉइंट है that I think I was also brought up in a male chauvinistic society. वो
Yes.
मारवाड़ी में ना कि
हाँ,
so what I found is कि and the division happened like that the person who's bringing money starts having this ego. While what I've noticed in my close family also, it is the woman who's holding the fort so well that the person can go out and generate money. And sometimes the woman has lot more luck for the unit, and that the money is coming because of that. But obviously, you cannot find this connection. I think the third thing which changed my life is also my mentor who actually says, since there are a lot of guys here. So he said that that you have to really shift your relationship with women. So I said, means how? So he said, instead of looking at them as an object of desire, lust, or anything, you remember that you get 8 lives as a male, and the 9th life you get as a female. So all the guys, whoever they are still interns, and the females are the graduates. And that is why they are given this ability to bring life on this earth.
क्या बात है,
To
क्या बात
treat women as trustees to human life, irrespective of their age and whether they have been a mom or not. And that really shifted the way I relate to women. So वो मुझे बहुत फर्क पड़ा. And that means I always tell women that you don't have to fight for equality. You are graduated. ये तो हम लोग fight कर रहे हैं. We are fighting and we are creating wars. So men can't create life, so they'll create companies and wars, and so the masculine energy desperately wants to equalize, and therefore, and I've noticed कि फिर दादागिरी उधर से दिखानी, दादागिरी पैसे को लेके दिखा दी या masculinity से दिखा दी, while women are, they know they create life. So that is another thing, honoring women from that side, that you are the trustees to human race, and our race is continuing because of you. मेल गायब भी कर दोगे तो sperms स्टोर करके रख लो, हो जाएगा. But you can't, the science cannot replicate the birthing mechanism. Yeah. So chaliye, thank you.
Wow, what an awesome perspective, Rohan. That's awesome.
Fantastic, really. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepak, for that perspective. I really like Tom and Jerry. They're my favorite cartoon characters too. And
It was a drama, Tom and Jerry in Marathi. Fantastic perspective on the marriage life. It was a fantastic.
Thank you, Deepak. Would like to now invite Badal. Badal, could you please unmute yourself and share your question or comment?
Hi.
Hi.
I really appreciate what Rohan has been sharing. It's really amazing. I have a question. What if there's a situation in marriage which is become difficult, and one of the partners is keen on holding on and healing the relationship, but the other one is quite indifferent. They have kids, they have family, and yet one partner is really trying hard to make it work. The other one is not really doing anything about it. So in such situations, what can be done?
That is a very important question, and so let me just understand and rephrase it. So there is a couple who have kids, maybe grown-up kids or mid-level, and one of the person is keen on transforming the relationship, and other person wants it to continue the way it is. And typically the way it is transactional. So transactional ka matlab, if I am that person, say let's say I am the guy, so I would want ghar sab chalta rahe, ghar ki shanti rahe, my reputation that I am a happily married man, that continues. So I don't want any fights. I want to have food at home. I go to my job and do all my whatever I need. So I'm just rephrasing, probably that is the situation you are saying. So my I think I can just suggest an answer is to the person who's keen on transformation. Is first is that person is, as I was telling to Geeta, is coming back to from this to this. So start experiencing wholeness in your own self and doing things which you love doing is one. Second is genuinely sharing and supporting the spouse in terms of that what I appreciate in you. That is the par thank you which we were saying. And third is doing some subtle work. Subtle work is in the energy level, showering the other spouse with lot of love in the thoughts, because otherwise the other person will actually feel I don't want this whole intimacy anymore, but why are you giving this to me? And it doesn't call me anymore. So just showering in the mind, showering that love to the person and genuinely wishing him or her to be very, very, very happy and expressed. That is one. And another thing I found these days is these board games do a lot of magic. So I have, now have started recommending board games to even senior leaders, that you start playing it at home. And sometimes we even have sessions where board games in boardroom, those things we've started, doing. And so what happens is you have to bring back the child self of both. And do not get into correction that my ideal marriage is that, and we both have to go there, because then one person will get totally fed up. And then the person will feel nagged and possessed. So therefore, so if the person who's keen on transformation first looks at his or her own transformation, then send a lot of vibes, and then genuinely share the acknowledgements. And the fourth thing which I found works is just digging one step deeper, that before the person acted in some way or said something, what went on in his or her head. So that is my favorite exercise these days, is instead of just showing me the final output, tell me the process. How did you define this? How did you arrive at this conclusion? Like you don't want to come, for example, Ruchi said that I had my sister's daughter's marriage in Thane, in Bombay itself. So she said, no, I don't want to come to this marriage. And मेरे को भी marriage attend करने की जगह, I love singing, so I went in Sangeet. So she said, मुझे तो उसमें भी नहीं आना. So then when I dig deeper, then I realized, she said, वहाँ पे 50 लोग होंगे social distancing में, but all these 50 I don't know. So I would be bombarded with so much sensitivity, while she's extremely sensitive to sound and a lot of signals, so that I will get totally bonkers. So once I understood this, I won't push her. We used to go to dance parties, and her heartbeat used to change. So we have to leave that place immediately. And I used to initially think that she's very antisocial. But then I realized that she loves only one-to-one deeper conversation. So I started enabling that for her and telling her, why don't you make those friends where you can have one-to-one meaningful conversation? And I stopped pushing her for coming to group get-together. Even at home, I would like to invite 20 people, and she will start from 4 and I'll start for 20, and we'll negotiate and we'll settle at 7 or 8. And it is not that she has to make food. She doesn't make food. She said, no, if there are 4 couples, I can maximum manage 4 couples at home. And especially if I don't know all of them, I will know all of them. They would be my friends. So another thing which I genuinely recommend is really understand where your spouse is coming from. Instead of so there are 3 levels. One is the fact is what she said. Second level is what she meant. And third is where is she coming from. So you deal not with the fact, but where is she coming from. Always deal with your spouse from where is she coming from. Most of the time she'll either come from love, or she'll come from some fear of losing the love. So that is what my answer is.
Thank you for sharing. So awesome. Really
Welcome.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Rohan, I would like to, thanks Badal for that. I would like to add one more dimension to what you said, which is fact what she meant, where is she coming from, and the fourth one is where I am coming from. So and you have
Very good.
so you shared one example where because she is convent educated, you thought that she is sharing this because of her education background, and you have a background in Hindi. Would you like to share that example and more?
So what happens is probably many men in this audience may experience that. Men have these blinkers. So if you from bedroom you have to go to kitchen to get a glass of water, you'll simply go open the fridge, get that glass, come back. While women will, while going through, they'll see 3 hyperlinks. They will, 3 things which are not in place, they'll correct all of them and then reach and come back. So what used to happen was that I will invariably leave something somewhere, ye glass pani pi ke वापस नहीं रखा, or something like that, which was silly mistakes. And Ruchi would come down very heavily in terms of, very, very brashly, say that this is what you did, you always do things like that. So as I started engaging into conflict, I one day shared with her that whenever you say things, whenever you point mistakes, even if the pointing is right, I feel very run down. And I actually felt as if I'm, one Gawar of one village and you are one convent educated from a city. And that is true also, like she is convent educated and I came from a Hindi medium family background kind. And when I said this, she was very shocked. She said, but why would I want to run you down? Because we were four daughters and mom and everyone in our home was, direct muh pe deke marna if something is a mistake, because only then the person will learn. So I'm used to just being direct. And why would I want you to run you down? And then she came up with this quote of Rumi, which was, let me just see what that quote was. It was that raise your words, not your voice, because it is the rain that grows flowers and not thunder. So she basically said, from now on, I will attempt my best to not change my tone while pointing a mistake. So उसने क्या किया कि whenever I do a mistake now, she says, this happened, देखो ऐसे हो गया. I would instantly correct the mistake and move on. There's no elephant created, no conflict created. And so that has helped a lot in even this lockdown time. So that is the sharing what Ashish was asking. Yes, Ashish.
Interesting. That's very interesting. And while you were, discussing with Badal, there was one word you used about which is possessed. और उससे मुझे ध्यान आया आपकी वो चुड़ैल वाली story. So if you would like to share that चुड़ैल story, because that's also very powerful message in accepting people unconditionally and accepting them.
वो तो short में I'll maybe most of the people might have heard this, that one guy got married to a witch and the witch was under a curse, and she said that on their first night she said that I'm under this curse, that for 12 hours I can be the most beautiful woman of this world, and for the balance 12 hours I'll be most ugly. And then when do you want me to most beautiful and most ugly? So now this guy is thinking, do I want her to be most beautiful in the night or to show off to everyone in the day? And she kept thinking, and finally, when many of you might know this answer, but finally he said that I leave it to you. And she started crying, because the curse was that if you can find a partner who can let you be, then the curse will leave. And the curse left her and she decided to be beautiful all her life. So in that story, while it's a story, but the moral is that our spouses are normal human beings. And if you really let them be, they will show up their best in themselves. And so one very important narrative or a goal you can have in your relationship is that I'm here to help her glow. Now, help her glow is not by a secondary light where I'll put a lot of light on her of my accomplishments, of my money, of my gifts, but help her glow from her inner light. So which means she or he is at his or her best by being in touch with herself. So that if you change your objective of a marriage is, I have to get something from the marriage versus here is one person in my life who I have to help glow. And that can actually bring a lot of awesomeness in the marriage.
That's an amazing insight, Rohan. And talking of glow, I will request you to share about the exercise about the pink ball and the ball. Because we all go through different stages in our life, and while people will benefit from the insights that you have shared, I think that exercise is something which people can do any point of time they are at a stage or special event in their life. So if you could just share that. You're on mute, Rohan.
So this contextually it is for any relationship or anything, even for your own self, is if you imagine, if any person or any connection, if it is surrounded with love, wisdom, and focus, the moment you have, so love means that at deep level, I know that I love myself and I'm a perfect creation like everyone else is. Then I won't find faults in others. I feel so complete. So that is feeling really love for myself and then love for others. And then second is, if we have access to wisdom, which is, what do I need to do now in past, present, future? So that is wisdom. And third is focus, is I am protected from distraction. So normally this exercise, probably what Ashish is pointing to is and even probably Badal, you can apply this to your question, is between two people. So you imagine you and your spouse, and put yourself and your spouse with inside a bubble of pink shield of love, so that it continuously keeps sending. So you want me to do this exercise now, Ashish? That's what you're saying?
That will be great. I think this is
okay. So chalo, let's everyone just close your eyes and take a deep breath and imagine you and your spouse, and now install a pink shield of an infinite love around both of you, and this shield will continuously regenerate itself and keep bombarding, in a sense, keep showering unconditional love to both of you for yourself. And it can't push you to love each other, but when you are in your self-love, you will know what to do. So install that pink shield of love around you. You have to just visualize it. In visualization at energy level, it gets installed. Once that is done, then you install a purple shield of wisdom around you, that you are continuously, you have access to past, present, future wisdom. What do you need to do in future? How do you handle your past and all that? So install this purple shield of wisdom around you, both of you. Then install a golden shield of protection around you, which will protect you from negative energies as well as from distraction, and allow you to focus on contributing to each other. So just install these three, and whenever you have any challenge in the relationship, keep remembering these three shields and come from there. And you'll actually have a different level of clarity and centering to handle whatever even conflict which arises in the relationship. And so it is now. You can take a deep breath and open your eyes.
Wow, that was super powerful and very helpful, Rohan. And I'm sure this will help many, many people be peaceful and loving and happy in their relationships. There have been many takeaways, I think, for me personally, and I'm sure for other people also. I'll share mine. One of the big things was owning ourselves completely, being whole, accepting each other unconditionally, and this pink ball of light with wisdom and focus. What I would like to ask you, Rohan, is, these insights will help us for a long time. But if somebody wants to deepen their deepen this practice or want to learn more, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so one to know more about my work, if you can post the Linktree link.
Sure, sure.
I've given you a link. So there is an app called Linktree, which I think because of Instagram, which allows only one link in the profile. So therefore this has come up, and you have it handy, or should I search for it?
I have it. I'm doing that.
So if you click on that link, it will show you various things I am doing. So link to my book, link to joining an intent tribe, which we where we learn power of intent. Also, there's a link to a course. Let me just also share my screen, so that will make it easier. Yeah, so this is one program which what Ashish was talking about. We did it live on LinkedIn, but this is the recording with 28 sessions, and we basically retail it in 990 rupees. And where you learn all these power of intention, how to apply it in different forms of your life, not just relationship, but it at work as well. And even like we went for this 3-day trip, everything went clockwork like what the intention we had. And this is the program which I have created for people to really practice in a workshop way on this, enhancing this relationship. And what we're going to do so we call it Making Marriage Awesome, and it's a live online workshop. And every Saturday, 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, these are 4 sessions together, 11 to 12:30 p.m. So there we will talk about how do you start from writing an intention, visualizing your relationship to a new level. How do you stay in star mode rather than getting into a planet mode? How do you step in your personal power? Because only when you are empowered, you can really contribute to any other relationship. And how do you actively listen in a situation? How do you engage into conflict? And we'll have these issues of stonewalling, where your spouse, stomping out of a situation. In all of this, how do you handle things? And we'll also get into specific challenges which anyone would want to share. And we also will make a Telegram group for people who are participating, where they can share. You can also keep your privacy. If you don't want to start your video, etc., one can still participate. If and it's not essential for both people to come in the program. So only one person can come, and I can guarantee there itself the transformation will happen. And also, if you miss any session, then we'll have you have access to the teachable recording in next 2-3 hours. And we will also have some short exercises on each Saturday. We'll ask you to do something in your relationship for the next week and come back. And maybe some breakout room exercises for you to know others and hear from what they go through. And I've kept this program at 1,995 for an individual. And if a couple participates in, then it's 2,995. And this is a link. If Ashish, you can paste this link also for this workshop. First 20 people who sign up will also get the Power of Intention, 990 rupees, one access free. So this is what the program is about. And if there are any more, so you found that link, Ashish? Yeah, this one is to register for this program. But yeah. And on this, when you click on Linktree, you will actually see all of this. You can click and ask. So I'll stop the sharing now. And one of the reasons, I would like each one of you to know that you have the power to shift the quality of the relationship. And I think it's a gift to us to experience this unconditional love in a situation. And every conflict is a lesson in disguise conflict, it's a shortcut to unconditional love and bliss. So, and I think this workshop, I just want to also add, is this workshop people may start thinking that signing up the workshop may mean that I'm admitting something is not working. And my spouse may get angry with me that tumko workshop ki zarurat pad gayi, or you are actually sharing our issues now in public. So I can just say that you just look at one anyway, this is a private workshop, so whatever you are sharing will not go public, but choose between this possibility. Like in my case, the possibility of being separated all over again versus what we feel now. So possibility of this, so a status quo or explosion or silent suffering is one side, and the possibility of unconditional love, having someone your back and being totally accepted unjudged, that possibility also exists. In fact, I just want to there's a movie called Andhi जिसमें गुलजार ने बड़ा अच्छा सा गाना लिखा है. So आशीष पूछ रहा था would you like to sing, तो मैंने उसमें एक लाइन है. So this song is, इस मोड़ से जाते हैं कुछ सुस्त कदम रास्ते और कुछ तेज कदम राहें. So आपने आंधी का, many of you would have heard. So जाते कहाँ पे? पत्थर की हवेली को शीशे के घरों में, तिनकों के नशे मन तक इस मोड़ से जाते हैं. तो ये जो है ना, all of us are continuously on this crossroad, this mode, jahan se we can take our relationship to a patthar ki haveli quality, such a strong building which can't be shaken just like that. और शीशे के घरोंदों में कि किसी ने जरा सा पत्थर फेंका और वो टूट गया. और तीसरा, तिनकों के नशेमन तक जरा सी कोई आंधी आई और पूरी रिलेशनशिप उड़ गई. So we have a choice to choose between these three even right now. Every moment, how, like at dinner, if you are simply having a transactional dinner, तो वो transaction नहीं बनेगा. So I keep saying dinner पे share some high low points of your life. So at every point you will actually have this choice to transform the relationship. Wherever you have reached, you can transform it, is what I believe. And that is why I thought chalo ek ye session karte hain to get people started. But anyone who wants to get deeper into making their marriage awesome, if this calls you, you are welcome. And I look forward to seeing whoever is coming on in October. Yeah, Ashish, further to you.
Yes, Arun, that's very interesting. And I would also like to share about the work you do with leaders. And I believe one of the questions you always ask when you're working with leaders is, how is their relationship? So could you elaborate a little bit about on how the marriage impacts career and every other dimension of life?
Oh, that is an extremely important question. So I, for example, these days I've been mentoring a leadership team of around 15 people, and each leader I will have an hour, 1.5 hour personal session every month. And one of the key exercise I've always found that the spouse relationship. So some people will not share anything at home. They said, "नहीं, मैं अपना office घर पे लेके जाता." I said, "You are totally missing out the whole thing." So once you share your high low points with your spouse, and she can be an amazing sounding board, or vice versa if you're sharing it with your husband. So with this sounding board, you will feel so anchored to handle anything else in your life. And what I found is, spouse is someone who you can be really vulnerable with, and who most of the time knows your in and out, all your habits and idiosyncrasies. So sharing with such a person, having such a genuine intimate friend at home can really anchor you. That care can allow you to dare in all that which you do in your life, taking different level of risks. And so I found that this anchor relationship needs to be really handled rather than treated transactionally or based on our past programming. So with every leader, I would get them to do this power thank you, do this high low points. So I would at least tell them for a month, you have to do it regularly. if after that, if you find that it is yielding results, then you continue, but you have to give it a genuine try. And there are various exercises I'll give them, perform, have taking feedback from each other, or sometime going on a specific date and exchanging their mobiles. So there are various ways. There are 36 questions to fall in love all over again. So so there are different ways. So what you focus on comes true. So focusing on and what I also noticed in this relationship, in fact, there was a survey on different deaths. What is the most shocking death experience for any person? Is death of parents, kids, but death of spouse was the highest rated in that sense, because if you notice, you will end up staying with your spouse probably for 30-40 years. Parents ke saath 17-18 years later, you moved on to college, and most likely you may or may not stay with them. Children again will move on after 17-18 years. But with spouse, there are chances that you have a longer association. And so I would actually say that rather than treating it transactionally and making it that the relationship is okay, there is not bad, how's life going? Not bad. Instead of not bad, I want each one of you to say that it is amazing and I am having the best time of your life. That is what I answer people when they ask, so this lockdown was the best time of my life, because it was. And so that is the thought.
That's amazing, Rohan sir. I had heard someone say that the opposite of worst is not best. It is good. It is when we are thinking that it is good, we are actually stopping from having our best. So वो best के उसमें हम चलते रहते हैं, ठीक चल रहा है सब कुछ, but वो में फिर best नहीं हो पाता है.
And we actually pretend that it is fine. How's life? It is fine. बहुत सारे लोग ये जवाब देते हैं, तो yeah.
Thank you, Rohan sir. We have got amazing feedback. Thanks, Vivek, for your feedback also. Any questions or comments from the participants? We are happy to hear. You can. We have another couple of minutes to go before we close the session. You can unmute. You can share your questions, thoughts, comments. Rohan sir, is there anything? Thank you.
Rohan sir, hi, Sipashish here. So
Sipashish,
I would like to ask one question, like for working professionals, when both wife and husband both are working,
Yeah.
So it is very difficult to find family times, and that to your parental time when you actually try to spend time with your family. One is you, your wife, and your children. Other one is your family. Surrounding people around you.
Yeah.
So how do you suggest us that you spend quality time in those 5-6 days you get in a year to spend?
So basically, this is also a very useful question, Sibashish, is that now there are three levels of spending time. So let's say you have maximum an hour with your spouse, maybe 2 hours a week or whatever. Now, so normally the complaint people have with each other, so let's say in this case both are working, one of them will complain that you don't give me time, and then I say, okay, I'll give you time. I'm right now with you, but I'm still typing away, taking few WhatsApp messages, etc. नहीं ऐसे time थोड़ी चाहिए. So then अच्छा तुम्हें attention चाहिए. Okay, let me stop doing everything and I'll give you my attention. But in my head, 100 things are still going on, and she knows it. So then what the person really want is only two things: totality and authenticity. So totality means, for those 15 minutes, I'm totally with you. So I would suggest that, experiment few things, that consciously saying that I will give her or him the totality for next few minutes, and just keep the digital distraction aside for those 15-20 minutes. Kids can always make it out. Kids will, keep turning your chin to you, because whenever you are being distracted. So few experiments. In fact, another experiment we did for a year is having candlelight dinners. So you just say, okay, we'll at least, while we are working, we'll at least have dinner together, and that dinner have candlelight, by design you will be off screens, because candlelight mein thodi koi screen chalaye. And
Right.
and then in candlelight you will actually find you come a lot more closer because you are focused on food and each other. So once in a while, having a candlelight dinner, having a date where you exchange your mobiles. So and then they say this for next 2-3 hours, we'll just focus on each other and the food and the experience and whatever else we like. So this can go a long way in nurturing your relationship, is what my answer to you. But
Right,
great
right.
question.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much.
Exchanging phone for 3 hours can be fraught with risk.
Hey, so you can still lock it. No, you if like in my case, Ruchi's thumbprint is also on my mobile, so she can open it. But if you, like Ashmita is saying, if you want to keep it private, fine. But one day will come where you'll actually say, "Le ja dekh le." Sare messages dekh le. So that is one day that is there in my life. Look at everything in my life. You will know what I said to any other woman. She will know. So and we are okay with that. But till then, you can still lock your phone and give it to her. So you will not you are saving yourself from being distracted by the phone. And also you are giving the signal that you matter to me and I want to truly spend time with you, irrespective of
That's
the
important,
pressures,
actually.
irrespective of the pressures of the situation. Yeah. Okay. So
And maybe on that note, one last question, and we will close with that possibly, Rohan, is about you mentioning that you now share about all your girlfriends, ex-girlfriends with Ruchi. So on that note, maybe if you could share that, how you have been able to build that kind of confidence and how it is helping you in making your marriage awesome.
I think what happened was, for these 9 years, since I was single, so I could go around with whoever I wanted. And when we were getting married, that time my mentor also knew Ruchi, and she asked her that, Rohan ki to badi aadatein kharab hai, how would you handle? And so see, I think I really acknowledge her for that centering. She said, "Oh, if I trust him with my life, as if I'm signing up to get married with him, I will trust him with all his decisions of who he wants to spend time with." That has been one amazing centering line in our life. That, we've taken out all of this, tum usko attention kyun de rahe ho. What I found is, therefore, that is where, when I say coming to the wholeness helps. When you are whole and complete in yourself, you won't feel like asking and prying on your spouse on what he or she is spending time on. And basic funda, if you are not worth the company and your spouse want to spend time with someone else, then this is the reality. So you become worth the company first is by being whole. And होता है जैसे जहाज से उड़ के पंछी फिर जहाज पे आए. So if the person doesn't want to be with you, then either you have to shift something or it is over. So that is the answer.
Amazing. What an amazing insight. Rohan sir, any last closing words before we wrap up?
I think another quick insight, chalte tip for all the people who have left, who are still on here, is that whenever you have any challenge, so suppose two people are fighting or arguing, the easiest way is change your side, is come to the side. So what I do for a long time is, whenever I'm not able to understand what she's saying, I will come next to Ruchi, put my hand around her. Yaar, tu dekh kya rahi hai? Tell me, show me what you are seeing. And कई बार क्या होता है ना, then perspective changes, because when you are on the side, is तेरे को क्या दिख रहा है जो मुझे नहीं दिख रहा. So suddenly she'll say, "नहीं, this is what I wanted." So that is the last point I would say.
Wow, that's an amazing, because one of my trainers says that the change in physiology changes psychology. So that act of moving around it actually changes the psychology. That's such a powerful insight.
We have a question here with Ashmita saying, yeah. So Ashmita, it is so true, and that in fact, हम लोग कहीं Spain कहीं पे जाते हैं, तो it is Ruchi who's pointing, देख वो वाली लड़की, So it is, we have those kind of and we really laugh about it. And so I found that it is possible to have a friend like this who's your intimate partner as well. And then a lot of times she said, "तुमने देखा नहीं, मेरे को बताना पड़ रहा है," ऐसा. So yeah.
सर आप बहुत मजेदार हो सर. Next time we see you both together. We want to see you, Ruchi ma'am, also along with you in the session.
Yeah.
मजा
So,
तब आएगा जब वो आपके सामने साथ में रहेंगी एक ही.
yeah. So वो in fact a lot of people say you should conduct these sessions together, but वो दोनों का time एक साथ match करना takes more time. जैसे अभी हम workshop करेंगे, again I'll call her in between.
Yeah.
So for one of the session I'll call her, and where she will answer direct questions asked to her. ऐसा.
So that will be awesome.
Yeah.
That will be awesome.
Okay.
Okay, thank you
Chalo.
so much, Rohan sir. Thank you everybody for joining us today.
Yes.
I think this was a lovely session and wonderful insights. And I wish everybody to find the true love that Rohan
Yes.
sir has found, and not by chance. You know, it is by everybody can walk that path. Join the workshop and learn how to make the marriage awesome.
Yeah.
Have
Okay.
a wonderful
Thank
rest
you.
of the weekend and have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ashish. Thanks, Rohan.
Thank you. Thank you.